What's up, everybody? I'm Mr. T. Mitchell, and we're talking shit about sports.
I'm John Harris.
And I'm Matt Boggs. And this is our host.
I'm Mr. T. Mitchell, and you know what time it is. It's time to debate this mother. Matt Boggs, it's week 4. Which NFL team with a losing record will bounce back? The Packers, Steelers, Patriots, or Saints?
I'm going with the Packers on that one. Aaron Rodgers is way too good for them to not make the playoffs or just have a losing record. You can talk all you want to about last week's debacle, about the whole Hail Mary thing. Yeah, they kind of got fucked because the guy intercepted the ball. But, I mean, they're too good to have a losing record.
I can't let say this much. Agree with this idiot for once. I think the Packers had the best shot. They had the most talent of any of those teams. Defensively, that was their biggest weakness last year. This year, they're top 5 in defense already. Last week was a complete debacle that could end up fucking them because once they finished 10-6 and missed the playoffs, with that stupid game with those Seahawks, getting a bullshit.
Hey, don't hate on the Seahawks now. They're an up-and-coming team. I mean, if I do believe the Seahawks were fucking eating the Packers, on defense, man. I mean, they were sacking Aaron Rodgers all over the place.
Definitely. He had 8 sacks in the first half. That makes it even worse, this whole shit show they have going on, because the Seahawks look great. And now nobody even talked about how good they played in that game.
I'm just saying, don't sit here and talk junk about Seahawks are not a top-notch team, blah blah blah. But they showed on defense they were pretty good.
They didn't deserve to win.
But let's get back to our topic. I mean, we got these big-time teams nowadays that are with losing records. The Packers, Steelers, Patriots, Saints. These are all supposed to be Super Bowl contenders. Yet now they have losing records. I mean, which team is going to come back? You're going to count out the Steelers, Patriots, Saints?
The Saints are done, so.
Saints are done. That bounty thing fucked them right in their butt and then gave them a popsicle before they left.
Yeah, they have no defense right now. They can't stop anybody. No running game. Breeze has been having to force stuff. They're not going anywhere. I think Roethlisberger, he better stick to raping. I think his Super Bowl winning days are done.
He's good at that. Here's a point I would like to make. The Green Bay Packers defense is phenomenal. Clay Matthews leading the league in sacks right now.
Great here.
You cannot stop that guy. His ponytail has more power in it than Jesus Christ's fist. He is amazing.
And I still feel like New England, they're in a pretty weak division. Buffalo's not good. The Dolphins are never very good. The Jets are a mess. It's
Super weak division.
So they'll win that division still. I'm still ahead of my Super Bowl pick. I don't know if they're getting there now. They look a little shaky. Tom looks a little shaky, but they're still going to be a playoff team.
Give the Seahawks credit, though. That's a good team led by a rookie quarterback, and they are good.
Yeah, I like their team. I like Marshawn Lynch running the ball. Defense looks super fast. We play man-to-man coverage on the outside.
And they have the best stadium in the NFL.
Beautiful place.
They got some. The Seahawks might do say something about them. They got some pretty damn tight uniforms too. They're trying to take Oregon type. I mean, I think all the teams in NFL should switch it up and try to do some uniform stepping it up, like Oregon has done in college, and like Seahawks, with the nice colors, everything. I like that. I mean, that makes me like the team better.
I mean, I want to do a fashion show like it is in Oregon when they're out there parading around every week with a new.
Hey, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
They're nice.
I mean, they're good, but I mean, it's how many times you want to change fucking uniforms?
The reason they won't do that like they do in college is because NFL fans are old redneck people, and they don't want to see somebody with fly colors on and flashy shit.
I'm sure
that's exactly right.
The sheriff Roger Goodell would not allow that. You have to wear your socks at 3 inches above your ankle.
I hope Roger Goodell drowns in a pool of baby blood. That's what I think about Roger Goodell.
Why baby blood?
Because babies smell good.
Alright. But back to the topic here, fellas. Packers, Steelers, Patriots, and Saints. I mean, what do you think has made those top-notch teams come out with losing records to begin the season? I mean, these are top-notch Super Bowl contenders. Why are they coming out so flat with losing records?
Let me take that one. We're talking about storied franchises, who have recently had a lot of success. But nowadays, the fact of the matter is, they're getting old. They're getting old. They can't dominate anymore like that. They had this formula for success, which worked. So they won't break any parts out of that formula. And now it's coming to the point where that stubbornness is kind of hurting them. Tom Brady's not young anymore. Ben Roethlisberger is not young anymore. That defense is not young anymore. Eventually it breaks down. You can have this in your head that they're unbeatable. It's not going to happen like that for you. What do I say? Tom Brady, back in the day, that whole botch kick, whatever. People forget Tom Brady, was he 38 now?
36, I think. 35, 36.
You can't play football when you're 43. You start to decline. I do that every video. I do this. Decline. That's my thing, decline. But honestly, it's time for those teams are out now. They're going to have to rebuild or somebody else is going to take over. That's just how it is.
Nice soliloquy. Anyway, I think... go ahead.
But let me say this here. I mean, you're saying these teams are getting old, but we're talking about top-notch franchises. It's not talking about just teams getting old. You got, like, your Lakers, do they ever get bad? No, they never get bad. These teams are going to revamp, don't you think? Like, they're going to revamp and get the top-notch players just because of their name?
A little different. You have to build through the draft. NFL free agency is not that big, as important as baseball free agency, NBA free agency. With the Steelers, like you touched on, Steelers defense is getting old. That's their biggest problem. They're injury prone. James Harrison's out. Paul is out. Without those guys creating havoc, they're not the same defense. And the Patriots are stubbornness. They don't change. He doing that same kind of defense for a year. They tried to switch to a 4-3 last year.
That's exactly what I was saying.
And he tried now he's back to the 3-4. I mean, the draft is what builds your team. And there's cycles. I mean, you're going to have your guys that fade out. You're picking late in the first round every year. You're not going to be able to.
It's not the NBA. They don't make as many moves like the NBA does to keep a storied franchise at that upper echelon.
NBA draft.
Okay, well, let me ask you one last question here. Out of those teams, Packers, Steelers, Patriots, and Saints, which one of those teams is not even making the playoffs, period, this year?
Saints. They're going to the house. They're going to be a 5-11 team. The defense is pathetic out there. They're too slow. They can't stop anybody. They're relying on Drew Brees to make every single play. They have no running game. It's just not what happened for them. I
agree. It's the Saints. They have nothing. That whole bounty thing killed them. They lost their coach. They lost players. Drew Brees is a great quarterback, but it's just not going to happen. They look god awful. Their defense is not that great. Not going to happen.
All right. Well, that concludes that debate. It's saying the Saints, they're not even going to make the playoffs this year. The Packers, they're going to bounce back, make the playoffs, do some big things this year. We're talking shit about sports. This is Harrison Boggs.